Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy. Last time, we headed back into the engine room and explored yet another galaxy in the said dome, Sea Slide Galaxy. We're heading back into the engine room today, but first things first, give me more lives. I always need more of these. No, I never use half of them, or a majority of them, but I am a life collector. I will collect all the lives. Make up for the one that I lost, whenever that will be. I hope it's never, because I don't want to replace it. I'm a life cheapskate too. I don't want to replace the lives, I just want to collect them. Just get up to there. I really don't like how that was immediately karma hitting me. It's like, that's what you want, huh? You want to talk about taking everyone else's lives for free? Oh, that's just mean. We can see there's a Hungry Luma over here. We unlocked this guy last time around, but I don't want to talk to him just yet. Instead, I want to go over here because, as we can see, this Luma is telling us if we stand here specifically, we can take this beam of light to go all the way down to the library. A lot of people may have been wondering this whole time, why hasn't he gotten the beam of light yet as a quick shortcut back over to the engine room? That's simply just because I wanted a reason to come over here, and that Hungry Luma is kind of one of the reasons. Pointing him out now, not showing, hey, he there. So, get the shortcut. Make it easier for when we're ready to talk to the Hungry Luma and come back to the engine room after the fact. But now, let's go ahead, jump back into the engine room and explore the next galaxy down here that needs 40 power stars. This here is Toy Time Galaxy, which could have fooled me at first because it looks more like Cake Galaxy than toys, but let's jump in and see what Toy Time Galaxy is all about. So jumping into Toy Time, our first star here is Heavy Metal Mecha Bowser. That sounds like an album cover if I ever heard one myself. Jumping in, well, definitely this big old mechanical beast definitely looks like it could be album art for this said metal album we were talking about jumping in. But this here is Toy Time Galaxy. Welcome to the Toy Time Galaxy. We Gearmos are in charge of upkeep and maintenance here. Welcome to the Toy Time Galaxy. Thanks for the warm welcome. Whee! Hey, calm down there, Toad. It's just a slow-moving train. Ain't not much going on here, but it is fun. Whee! Okay, now I get the energy. Now I'm having fun. But unfortunately, the fun has to stop at some point. So I gotta get off this ride to go into my launch star and go forward into the level. That Gearmos looks very, very upset. Are you okay, sir? My friends have been kidnapped! Okay, well, he's okay. His friends are not. This enemy, though, not very much of a problem. It's a Mecha Koopa. All you gotta do is just ground pound the guy, and you immediately defeat him. Our friends are trapped over there! These robots are really emotional when their friends are kidnapped. I don't blame them. It's not a great feeling when your friends are kidnapped. It's not good. We'll help you. I'll do it. I'll save your friends. Scrap those fire-breathing turtle things with a healthy ground pound. Well, definitely gonna want to do that because that's what we've been doing. So, thanks for the tip. I already kind of figured it out. See your bolt, give it a spin. And by doing so, pop it out, we'll walk underneath and get us some star bits. But here we can see gravity gets really interesting when we get around the purple sections of the walls and the ceilings and such, because this is anti-grav technology. Anytime we need a purple stuff, we will flip around to that said gravitational pull. So it can be a little trippy at first, as you can see, because even when you're nowhere near the stuff, you still get pulled into the purple walls, and it kind of mess with your camera a little bit, and even your footing to a degree. It's a little weird to get used to at first. At this point, we kind of have the idea of anti-grav control. We're how many playthroughs in at this point? How many different videos? I think we got the gist of anti-grav controls in Super Luigi Galaxy. We'll be fine. Here we can see now we unlocked our way to the launch star of the area. To get there, we need to take this screw out and fall into the hole, which lands us right on top of a trampoline. Take the blue screw and screw it down, which will extend this bridge over to the other side, getting us right to where we need to in order to get the launch star. But you don't actually need to go through all of this said platforming to get over to this section, because as soon as you unscrew the said lock for the door here, you can just jump, do a spin, and hey, would you look at that, I landed right where the launch star is. You can just make the jump. So you don't have to do the platforming section there, you can just skip the whole thing if you were wanting to. Not the easiest thing to do in the world, it can get you killed if you're not careful, so just do it the intended way if this is your first time playing Super Luigi Galaxy. Here, touching this coin, we got ourselves a brand new power, Spring Luigi. Press B at the right moment to bounce high. Boing! Oh, now we can be boing, just like all the Star Rabbits say. And of all the powers, this is probably my least favorite one in Super Luigi Galaxy. It's very awkward to control. Anywhere Luigi lands, that's when you can start moving around, which can feel a little unwieldy and his controls are very loose. You press the jump button to jump straight up in the air with a lot of height, and you can also ground pound out of this state too, which is good in this case when we want to attack all these Koopas because we can just ground pound their heads and take care of them. That's it, to the skies! Honestly, going up into the air like this is the best part about using this power, because it is kind of awkward to control, and it's very slow to boot too. Not a great power in my opinion, but thankfully you don't use the spring power in all that many situations here in Super Luigi Galaxy. It's not in that many levels in the game, thankfully, so it's a power that it may be unwieldy to control, but you don't have to worry about it all too often. You can also wall jump with the power, as I am demonstrating here, which is really, really powerful wall jumping too. You can just keep on bouncing up very specific walls just like this, and kind of skip using the charged portion of the jump, which is really helpful in some cases, because here, I don't want to break that many of these blocks. I want to go up as high as I can here without breaking too many, because at the very top, got a question mark coin, and hitting this will turn all the blocks into star bits. Keeping more of those blocks around will give even more star bits. So keep as many of them around as you can, and you can definitely get over 100 star bits in that room to give you an extra life, which is really nice. I'm gonna be very careful here because I don't want to overdo my jump and fall right into the pit just trying to get to the center platform. Very easy to do. I've done that countless times. Don't hit any of the question mark blocks to hit the one on the very top. Get you some extra star bits, and that's all these blocks are for. It's just star bits. So if you feel like you have more than enough of these things, you don't have to go here in the center to get extra star bits. It's not really needed. Not even that many star bits to boot per block. Let's be careful here. Get out of the section and hit our launch star. Going into the launch star will transform you out of the spring suit. Same for getting hit too. So if you just want to get out of the suit, take a hit, or get into a launch star. Both will work. Here we can ground pound these things of stone. Most of them have nothing, but some of these may have some star bits. So it's good to ground pound these, and it's good training for the actual require portion here of the level, where you're supposed to go up top to this bottle, and then ground pound the cap to go through it. We want to take this blue fork here so we can climb this up, use the spring to jump up above, ground pound into the launch star, and get out the spring suit. Thankfully, you're not in the suit for that long in that section, but here, though, with the Mecha Bowser, yeah, we got a big vertical climb, so you know what that means. Later on, we're going to need to be a spring. But for now, we could just climb up normally with some wall jumps. Climb up to this green texture, which will also work at anti-grav like the purple texture. And we want to screw down these blue screws. Hit one here on the left leg, take the pipe here to go to the right leg. You could have just jumped over here or walked around, but hey, convenient pipe. We take those. Launch our way up with the sling star. Unscrew these 4 golden screws to unlock our next section here. And we can kind of see inside of the wall a little bit because of the grating. I can see that there is a Mecha Koopa here with some coins. And here I can see a warp pipe that we definitely want to take. So let's land into the green pipe and go into our next section. Here, we're going to be kind of careful not to fall because we have to kind of climb back up the Mecha Bowser here quite a lot, and if we fall in the wrong spot, we will fall to our death. So be very careful. Oh, the anti-grav's getting weird. Oh, it doesn't like the arm going down. It really does not like this. And how did that Koopa get up here? That is first. I don't think I've ever seen them climb the arm, even though they could. That's pretty comical. stun that bat. I do not want to be bothering with you right now. This bat, get out of here. This bat is going to be the end of me if I'm not careful. Well, the other one wasn't. This one was. It's fine. We had the life shroom. That's why you get those life shrooms, because we used all the health from it because of bats alone. I see over in the other arm there's an extra life. You can risk it all to go get it. And that is an interesting place to put the life. I don't really see a good opportunity to really get it, but why not? Style points. You guys will be fine. You've been fine this whole time. I'm gonna go get me a life. Thankfully, with the spring suit, we can bounce around and wall jump up if we make a mistake. The whole reason why I'm going for this. I would not be going for the extra life if I was standing with Luigi. But we can see over in the distance all the sections we went through since we got to the top. Now there's elevator platforms going back and forth from the bottom and also next to the right arm. So if we fall all the way down from the mech, we can actually climb back up using those elevators, which is a nice shortcut. I might honestly be taking that here if I can't climb up soon. There you go. Okay, now we made it. Never mind. We don't need the elevators. We're good. Let's go ahead and use the spring suit to jump to the top here of the Mecha Bowser head. Careful not to get hit in the process because we will lose our spring suit. That's why they put so many spring suit powers all around us. But here, we're up to the top. So ground pound through the thing's head and destroy this giant mechanical nightmare. Yeah, the gear modes are a little charred, but other than that, I think they're good. They're safe now, in theory. Hopefully they just don't, have mechanical problems on the internals, but we saved them. That's all that matters. Let's get our power star and get out of here. Very interesting new power we got there in Toy Time, and it's not gonna be the last time we see it, but hopefully we don't have to use it anytime soon in the next mission. Give us a little bit of a break from that spring. A little dangerous every time we used it. But now, let's go ahead, jump back into Toy Time, and complete our next mission here in the lineup. So our next mission here in Toy Time Galaxy is Luigi meets Mario. So, jumping in, we can see that there's a big platform, not really that big of a deal, but look, it's Mario. That's what we really want. We want to go to Mario as Luigi. Before I go to Mario, I gotta wait for my ride. All systems are go. Why? 'Cause I say so. Man, Captain Toad's in a musical mood today. Very happy being on the train. But let's get out of here. We just need the train to get to the launch star and then take that over to the center platform we saw on the fly-in here. Now we got ourselves 5 star chips, but I'm not gonna focus on any star chips. Don't need any of those because over here is a hungry Luma. Hey you! Yeah you! Got any tasty star bits? If you feed me a bunch of star bits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 50 star bits to curb the hunger pangs. That's a good thing we didn't miss any of the star bits on the flying over here, because we have more than enough. By 10. That's it. I'm stuffed. Here we go. Transform! Oh wow, that guy sounded like he was a 3-year-old. I guess that makes sense in the playroom. Very high pitch. A new planet was born. We're really stretching what planets are at this point with these hungry Lumas, aren't we? This is not a planet. This is a bunch of rectangles. Rectangles, though, look a little deadly. Because we got some insta-kill to worry about here. We're gonna be very careful here with all the thwomps. If we get crushed by these guys, it will instantly kill us no matter how much health we have. Thankfully, though, you can be in the middle of their teeth, because being right in the mouth of a thwomp will not kill you. It's the one safe area. So if you want to just take a breather, stand still in the middle of where they're going, which thankfully every little switch we need to hit is right where the mouths are, and those are always safe spots. Going over there? Maybe you could jump. You can get over there with a jump, right? Oh yeah, you can. Oh, I gotta be careful here. I don't want to get near the teeth because the teeth can also crush you. So I'm gonna stay away from your pearly whites. They're pretty dangerous for Luigi's sake. Gonna go ahead, hit me these said platforms. Gonna be very careful here. Got a question mark that leads to a whole bunch of star bits. Ain't all that worth it, but you can also take this warp pipe here that my star cursor was on, and then go back to where we were beforehand when we launched into the planet. And then you can take the same pipe back over to the other section that we were just at before, getting our face smacked in by spikes. So, green warp pipe, there's a nice shortcut to go back and forth between the two different sections here in this secret area. Very nice and helpful. But here, I'm just gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna wanna just stay at this portion as much as I can. There's not really any need to go back to where all the swamps are. So we're gonna just kinda chill out next to all these spikes and hit the remaining blue platforms here. Do believe that this one below our feet should be the last one. And sure enough, it is. Getting all the blue switches hit will transform the green, and having green switches means we get a power star. So let's go ahead and grab our power star and get out of here. That was a Hungry Luma mission for Toy Time Galaxy. Not terribly hard. The worst part about it though is the instant death crushing that can happen, so yeah, it's the most nerve-wracking part of the whole level. Other than that, pretty easy honestly. So that was the flip switch chain. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and save our game and jump back into Toy Time. Oh, I see a Fastfo comet is in orbit. Haven't seen one of these in a hot minute. And won't see another one ever again. This is the second and last Fastfo comet in the game. So, let's go ahead and complete our second and final Fastfo comet mission. And this mission is Fastfos of Toy Time. So remember that mission we just did? You want to see me do it again? But this time, in a fast-paced motion? Fastfos here really make the one problem I have with the mission. The whole insta-kill crushing mechanic, very deadly. Yeah, it really turns it up by 11. It's very, very scary at this point, so be very careful when you get around the swamps. Take your time. You don't want to get crushed just for a careless mistake. Very easy to do that. We go down, get ourselves our said question mark floor hit. Be very careful not to get crushed on the way out. We almost did. This was so nerve-wracking in this section. And that's some nice anti-grav. I just want to get to the platform. There you go. A little awkward to get to the center when you're kind of upside down. Doesn't really work in the way you would expect. And get away from this swamp to just get rid of the worst part about this mission. Because now, all we got to worry about are the spike platforms moving back and forth. These, we can deal with for a little while. As long as we have health, we can survive. And thankfully, they give us coins around the area, so we can take a couple hits and be alright. But at this point, no more instant death crushing. I'm glad we're just done with that, because that's the worst part here of this mission in Toy Time. But hit this last switch, turn it green, and with that, now we get ourselves the Power Star. But one other thing I want to mention is that there's a spring here. You take this spring, and it launches you back over to where you have to do the jump here right next to the Gearmo to get to the blue rectangle platform. So if you need to get back over to the other section and you didn't take the warp pipe, that's another way that you can get back. But we don't need to go back. We need to go and get our Power Star and be done with this Hungry Luma area for good. That is our final Fastfo comet of the game complete. It is kind of a shame when you think about it that Fastfo only got 2 different levels in Super Luigi Galaxy. But the Fastfos are a little janky, I'm not gonna lie. The hitboxes and things can be a little deceiving, and both Fastfos have crushing mechanics in them, so definitely some of the harder missions in the game to complete. But they're done, and now we can head back to Toy Time and actually go meet Mario for real. Jump back into Toy Time Galaxy. Let's go meet Mario. For real this time. I do want to mention, if you're playing Super Mario Galaxy, this mission would actually be called Mario Meets Mario. It's the same exact mission, it's just the name's a little different. You know, I'm not gonna take my ride today. I forgot to bring my train ticket, so I'm just gonna do a triple jump into the launch star and bid you all adieu. Way faster to just go into the launch star with Luigi and not even bother doing the whole waiting around section, just riding the train. It's just not needed. You can just jump straight to the launch star. Just do that. Careful with this jump here because I don't want to get hit with these lasers. I already took a hit from one enemy laser shot, so I don't want to take any more. That would be bad. I don't know how I got stuck getting off of the screw. That's a new one. A little bit of a weirder hitbox with the floor. But that's why I like jumping around in anti-grav. A little bit faster, but also kind of helps when it comes to some of the geometry of the level. Sometimes the geometry may not be fully flat when you're going through a transition on the gravity. But here you want to screw down this giant screw. By doing so, we'll get to our final star chip here to form a launch star. So we'll go ahead and grab this and complete our set, forming the launch star to take us to Mario. So let's go meet her brother. Let's go to Mario! This is definitely Mario, alright? And this is 8-bit variation too. It's a version we've seen a lot nowadays in the gaming scene because nowadays the hot trend is referencing older material. So we always reference the 8-bit and even 16-bit eras of a lot of characters in today's modern gaming. And that even includes Nintendo games. Nintendo does this a lot with their stuff as well. In fact, there's just levels in Super Mario 3D World themed all around some of the 8-bit mechanics and levels of older games, and has some nice Easter eggs in them too. So, a lot of throwback stuff in today's modern gaming. And I like how the whole time, just talking about modern gaming throwback technology, which technically started here in 2007, we just had to collect 5 silvers, and it wasn't really that bad. You just can't stand still for too long on those platforms, and the yellow ones rotate. It's scary, I know. Just don't stop, and that's it. Simple. Also, there's lava. You can burn your butt a bit, but don't do it too much. You take too much damage, you die. It's a very simple star, and it's a very easy one to boot. As long as you don't corner yourself, that is. And now with that star complete, we have one more star left to collect for now here in Toy Time Galaxy. So let's fly back into the galaxy one more time for our last star. So back here in Toy Time, we got one more star, bouncing down Cake Lane. Jumping in, we can see, yes, there is indeed cake. That one cake, though, it may have a mole on it. I don't know how sanitary moles are for cakes. Something tells me that's not a good thing. Even going the other way is fun, fun, fun! Okay, that guy is having a lot of fun and not doing his job. This is why I have to do all of Captain Toad's work. He is distracted by train. Sir, you have anything to say? Did you notice that thingamajig? You know, the springamajig. Yeah, I noticed. I just didn't want to have to use it because I'm not the biggest fan. But fine, I'll use it. This section, to be fair, is kind of fun to actually use the spring, because I always like doing the wall jumping with spring. I just don't like doing almost anything else with the power, because it's very slow and very awkward to control. Wall jumping, though? No, I'll do that. Okay, the spring grew a conscience, and it knew. So it told the level to throw me into the pit, because it said I don't like it. I see how it is. That's very mean. I like wall jumping with you. I gave you a compliment. Don't do that again. That felt too mean. So as you can see, there's a black hole down below, but you don't need to hit the black hole to die. Just falling here for whatever reason also counts as dying. I don't know how that works. We just came from down below. I was falling towards the cake we landed on, and it counted as a death plane. Because of reasons. But just don't fall when you get in the conveyor section. It's, as you can tell, not a good thing to do. There's just a whole bunch of star bits here. There's a lot to get just from that one coin, so it was definitely worth it. And here, I want to fall down really quick, because over on the spoon, the very edge of it, is a 1-up. Ground pound right at the very end, just kind of correct my movement a little bit, make it so I don't fall off, because I definitely would have if I wasn't trying to recorrect my movement. And at this point, let's just go around this whatever kind of cake this is. It's a very interesting looking cake. To me, it looks like a lemon pie cake. But also, the fruits kind of looks more like oranges, so it's kind of hard to say exactly what this cake can be. Oh boy. Unfortunately, when you fall in between the cake, it's a little bit harder to actually do the wall jump, just because of how the cake is moving. You can wall jump out of that section, it's just not the easiest to do. So, we've made our way around the cake. Now let's jump over the cake's wall. They put this giant wall here to make sure you can't jump over it, but you can. Doesn't really stop you all that well, does it? That's actually a pretty simple jump, and way faster too than just doing the level normally. So at this point, now we're into the frozen section of Toy Time. Got ourselves some ice popsicles up here, which act more like snow popsicles. These like, I think creamsicles with some ice cream next to it. This looks all good. Now I just want ice cream. This level's make me hungry, and also make me want to have a sweet tooth. Well, I know what I'm doing after Toy Time. I'm gonna find me the nearest ice cream parlor, no matter where it takes me in space. Because, yeah, Luigi wants it. Be very careful here not to fall, because you have to ice skate over those, well, gaps in the ice if you want to survive. But at the same time, you have a lot of momentum, making it very easy for you to also slide into the pit, which would not be ideal. So you want to be very, very careful. In the back section here on this wall, we get ourselves a life shroom, which is perfect, because that'll give us some extra health on the way out here. And here, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves a whole bunch of star bits and launch straight to the launch star. You could launch yourself to the pole stars, but I recommend just going straight to the launch star instead. It's safer, and it's faster. Back here on the red spoon, we got ourselves a warp pipe. And going into the warp pipe here gives us a little secret area. In this secret area, you got a music note. Select this thing really fast to get the fastest underground theme of your life. That was a very fast underground theme. Underground on speed. Give me the extra life. Simple life. Careful to make these jumps, because falling down at this point, well, let's prove. Here's what happens. You immediately die! Can't even script it. It just happens. You can't even have time to write that part in the script yet. It's that fast. Well, the good thing is we just got a life, so it wasn't really a waste. It's just kind of a hit to my pride. You know what I mean? Cake. These toads, they're not helping with the hunger problem with my sweet tooth. I'm blowing out the candles. Blowing out the candles, give me my wish. And I wish for a launch star. Would you look at that? The wish was granted. I tried to blow out the candle with a big huff and puff, but it didn't go out. Well, you didn't try the biggest huff and puff possible. Spin. That is the best huff and a puff. A good old spin attack will be how you put out those flames, and that's how we get to our last section here of the level. And now, meet the boss of Toy Time, the Undergrunt Gunner. This time around, we found one of these in the past and he had water bubbles. This guy, he left the bubbles at home. He brought the electricity. More lethal. Very, very lethal. Thankfully, in this section, they do put a life shroom, which is good, because when I fell down earlier, I lost my life shroom, so I'm gonna need another one. So, in order to fight this guy, we're gonna need the spring mushroom here, unfortunately. Let's transform into Spring Luigi, and immediately lose it, because this is the problem I have with this fight, with spring power. Trying to use the spring here is really not easy. Trying just to move closer to the guy is already the challenge on its own. Spring is too slow for boss fights, in my opinion. It's just not ideal for this. This is what we need to use, so this is what I'm gonna use. Jump up to the very top of the canopy, and you get yourself an extra life, which, interesting place to put a life. Up here too long, and the gunner will try to spin you off. So, that's good to know. Also, thanks for landing me right next to fire. You know what, at this point, you can keep your stupid shroom. I don't want it. I'm just gonna get up here myself. I can just easily do some backflips and some spins, and boom, up to the top. Not supposed to be able to do this, but nothing stops good old Luigi. As soon as you get up here too, the gunner goes into a panic mode and stops attacking you for a short amount of time. Use that time to attack the gunner. I find it actually easier to fight this guy without the spring power. I just don't like Spring Luigi for this fight. It makes things way too awkward and it's just too slow. So if you can, fight him without the power. If you can't, then just do your best to jump around and dodge all the attacks that keep your spring power for as long as you can. But that's the fight for you and our final star in Toy Time Galaxy. We're done here for now, giving us a nice 79 stars. At this point, there's not that many galaxies left here in the engine room for us to complete. And in fact, we jump back into the galaxy list here, we can see there's only one question mark galaxy and then the enemy base. So only 2 more things left and the Hungry Luma outside for us to go ahead and interact with. And we'll be going ahead and doing all of those said tasks in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy, we'll finish exploring up the engine room. I'll see you guys next time.